Okay, so I'm hoping I don't cough whenever I talk or have to do one of these, and maybe that was an excuse to do one. But I woke up and just something's weird in my throat, man. Like, it doesn't really hurt, but it kind of does a little bit. I don't know, man. It just feels like there's almost a frog in my throat, kind of. So, as you can tell, my voice sounds the same, though. So, hopping into this episode of Black Clover 71, man. I have one wish, and I have one thing that I'm liking already with this arc that we're about to go in the hot springs. I saw in the preview fan service. No, I'm just kidding. No, all seriousness. I like how the show has already handled kind of the training, not necessarily them training, but the setup for them to train, because there's a lot of emotional value within this episode. And, I mean, of course, it's absolutely hilarious seeing that Yami and Charlotte and Noelle, and Asa all got dragged into this. But we'll hop into that a little bit more in a second. But it's cool to see that scene with Noelle. And, well, of course, Fujo Leon's sister. Because it shows how much she knows her mom and how well she knows her. And, all those other siblings give Noelle a hard time. Hell, even the captain, right? Captain Silva. He gives her a hard time. And that's something that's shitty because it's all because her mom passed when giving birth. But we get to see kind of that her mom knew what she's getting herself into. She's like basically saying, I'll do anything to, bear this child, have this child be born and maybe never find it and maybe not even live to tomorrow. That's basically what she's implying there. And that's kind of why Fujo Leon was crying, right? So, we get to see how strong she is. We get to see that connection that Noelle now has established with Fujo Leon's sister, someone who looked up to, of course, Noelle's mom an extreme amount. I mean, it's cool seeing her mom on screen. We finally get to put a face to the woman that has caused, indirectly caused Noelle's kind of miserable life to a certain extent, with their siblings and stuff. Given it's not her fault, she did what was right. It's just the decision she made. This made her start out with a rough life, with her siblings. So, at the end, we all know it's going to be worth it, though. So, looking at that, it's cool to, finally put a face to the name and put a face to the frustrations, the struggles, and the despair that Noelle has faced. And, of course, once again, it's not her fault. Her mom's an awesome person for giving birth to her. But it's cool to see that connection now, and I'm hoping that will make her take that next step up. It's cool to see Asta, him getting talked to about luck and how he may even still become Wizard King, even though he can't climb this mountain. But he's like, no, F that. You don't get to the top by luck. There has to be some kind of merit you have with that luck, maybe a little bit of that luck, but it's a whole lot of this merit, and that's cool to see. I'm glad that they added that in there. Those details are what elevate the show. Black Clover has been on a steady climb up ever since about episode 20. It's been going up, 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 and up, man, and I cannot praise it any more than I have, from the lit fights to the fight where Asa is fighting in the witch's village against I can't remember that guy's name, but the guy from the Diamond Kingdom, just all these fights, to seeing all the stuff we've seen in the first 70 episodes as of last episode pay off. And we're going to see Black Clover, or the Black Bulls to be precise, have climbed to that second ranking. It's really refreshing. It's really rewarding. And now I love how the story has done that. I think it's the perfect time to show off, just show off the labor, their labor bear fruit. And it's cool to see that. And now it's just kind of like, now let's see where they can go. You know what I mean? We've seen the fruit of their labor. Let's take a bite out of that fruit and see how well it tastes, because they're on top now. Well, second to being on top, and now I want to see how much more they can climb. And it's just be so cool to see that. But other than that, though, executing the training so far is going to be it's done properly. I want to see if it can stay consistent with that. Whether they train next episode or not, I don't care. I don't care if it's a fan service episode. You don't really get that on Black Clover anyway. So, I mean, you got Charlotte there, you got Noelle, and you got Fujo Leon's sister, so you might as well do it. I would applaud that as well. I'd give this episode an Arc and A+, probably, no matter what happens next. But other than that, though, it is cool seeing that Fujo Leon's sister brought Yami, Charlotte, Asta, and Noelle. For the young up-and-coming, just naturally gifted, talented kid, and that's gonna, you know, kind of make the younger, it's just gonna be a rivalry, you know. They're gonna be pissed off, like, who does this guy think he is, thinking he's all, you know, all better than us. That's just how males work at times, you know. It's like competitive, even females, there's just that competitive spirit. Whenever you see someone that's definitely like older than you, if I'm in 8th grade and I see a senior that's better than me, I'm gonna think, oh well, he's older, you know. It's just a natural instinct. But if I have another 8th grader that's giving me a hard time, I see he's talented, I'm like, okay, I have to go up and show this guy what it's all about. You know what I mean? It's just that age thing does play a factor. Yami and Charlotte, they're so powerful. They really can't get any stronger. They've mastered their crafts, and now people are going to aspire to be that. That's why she brought them, and that's cool. I love those explanations. And maybe it's Austin's determination. He has no magic, and maybe his example is, hey, look, you guys struggled to climb the mountain, and look, this guy's no magic made it. This guy no fucking magic made it up the mountain. What's your excuse? What's your excuse? You could use the monocloaks. He couldn't, and he still made it. What's your excuse? So I love how all this is coming together. I think it's being done very, very, very well. I say well. But other than that, though, I thought it was also cool to see that Leon was kind of like, hey, sister could be stronger than Captain Fujo Leon even. She is up there. Like, she may be stronger than him, guys. Like, no joke. So, I mean, we know Fujo Leon and Captain Silva are like on an equal, or Nazel, I believe. It's not technically Nazel, but Captain Silva, you guys know who I'm referring to, for the sake of the video. But we know that those two are kind of like on equal footing. So it's to see her even stronger than those two. I mean, the only people I think could match up with her would be the Golden Dawn captain, then, if that's the case. You know what I mean? I don't know much about the sleeping captain. We know that the guy that draws art is definitely probably one of the weaker captains. He's newer. He definitely has to be one of the weaker captains. The girl that sleeps, who knows how strong she is? She kind of makes me get a very, very ominous feeling that she is stupid strong. But other than that, I mean, I think it'd be Yami, it would be Silva, it would be Fujo Leon's sister, and it'd be Golden Dawn. Those would be like your 4 people to look out for. But I mean, it looks, if she's stronger than Fujo Leon, she's stronger than Captain Silva. So that means the Golden Dawn and Yami would be her competition. I mean, who knows? I don't know. I mean, I would assume Charlotte's not as strong as Yami, obviously. I mean, he is the one who saved her before. Of course, she is younger. Yami's definitely a little bit older, so he's has more practice underneath his belt anyways. So I would probably say Yami, Fujo Leon's sister, and Golden Dawn's captain are the 3 strongest captains, just from what I've been kind of looking at and gathering, I guess, you know. So it'd be a very good, educated guess and, you know, hypothesis. So other than that, though, guys, as always, you guys have been hexed. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me to X25. See you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.